This is The Wire for 2000 Zulu, August 6, 2025. President's is routine. Information cutoff is 1900. Bottom line up front. Mass shooting reported at Fort Stewart in Georgia. White House proposes plan to federalize administration of Washington, D.C. following violent attack on Doge Department staffer. Beginning with international events, in Western Asia, India has responded to the latest tariff escalations by the White House, largely in the form of resistance to the renegotiation of trade policy. The Ministry of External Affairs called the tariffs unfair and has indicated that they will be fighting the implementation of these taxes in some form. Analysts comment. India is not a particularly major trade partner with the United States, but is at the center of the immigration issue. However, this spat is probably not related to the H-1B visa scandal, but is probably related to relations with Russia, which remain a persistent concern when it comes to BRICS nations becoming more economically dependent on each other. On the home front, in Georgia, a mass shooting was reported on base at Fort Stewart this morning. 5 casualties were wounded by a gunman at the headquarters of the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team. Base personnel apprehended the shooter at the scene, and local media has identified the shooter as Cornelius Radford, an Army sergeant, though this has not yet been confirmed through official channels. The status of the 5 casualties, how many fatalities versus wounded, is also not yet known, though some of the victims are being treated at a local hospital. In Washington, D.C., an incident involving a senior Doge staff member took place Tuesday evening. Edward Korestein, one of the key software engineers involved in the Doge department, was assaulted by a group of black males after he attempted to intervene to stop a carjacking of a young woman. Korestein was beaten severely during the encounter, and only 2 of the attackers have been arrested so far, with the rest evading capture. The woman, who has not been identified, appears to have survived the encounter. Following this brutal attack, President Trump has vowed to federalize the city of Washington, D.C. and begin the crackdown on crime. Analyst comments for this wire. This has been theorized for a long time and may now actually happen. Federalizing Washington would place the city's administration under the control of the U.S. government, and it's not entirely clear how this might work out in practice. The most immediate impact this would have would probably be the mass firing of leadership of the dozens of law enforcement agencies that have overlapping jurisdictions throughout this special administrative region. Washington, D.C. is infamous for street crime running rampant just a few streets over from the White House. There have been multiple instances of Secret Service agents experiencing attempted carjackings of official government vehicles, which came to light over the past year, and violent muggings, murders, and carjackings continue to be a regular observance throughout the capital region. This concludes The Wire for 2000 Zulu, August 6, 2025.